anti-American groups, which will grant up to 4.5 million, maybe more, adults with U.S.-born children to stay in the U.S. Now, we don't know if they're really born here or they snuck in yesterday. He will expand defer action. It's a nightmare. It's an immigration plan that is made in hell, and it can be stopped. He is not a king. He is a president. And as I explained to you in the last hour, as I've written in Stop the Coming Civil War in the chapter on the war on our borders, there are ways for Congress in January to stop the maniac cold. His 10-part executive order is a fantasy. It's made up out of whole cloth. They don't need to impeach him. Let me start with that. They don't need to shut the government down. Both would be self-defeating. Let me be very clear. No impeachment, no shutting down the government. But there is something that the new Congress can do come January. Are you ready for this? They can overturn an executive order. I will remind you that President Bush wrote an executive order concerning fetal tissue research. It was Executive Order 12806. Congress directed that the provisions of the executive order shall not have any legal effect. That was the end of it. It was as simple as that. Now, what if the devious president and Podesta the snake choose to act not by executive order, but instead the snake advises him to use a policy directive? Well, anything is possible with the snake in the White House. So the fact of the matter is, this policy directive can also be overridden by Congress, which has the same authority to get rid of all or part of the president's directive. So what would happen next? What would happen next is it would go before Congress, and Obama could veto that nullification of his executive order. But now we own the Congress. Yes, Obama could veto it. That would then require a 2/3 vote to override the veto. We now have the vote to override the maniac's veto. So a move to overturn an executive order at this juncture would fail. But in a few weeks, come January, it can be overwritten. It can be overridden. And the president's unilateral granting of legal status to millions of illegal aliens would be nullified with a congressional vote. And that's the end of the story. The problem is we have McConnell and Boehner there. We don't have Sessions there. We don't have the new young bloods there. We have the old line sellouts running the Republican Party who are answering to the Better Business Bureau. That's how I see it. If you care to comment on the president's illegal actions to grant amnesty to non-citizens in order to destroy forever not only the demography of the United States of America, but the legality of the country, meaning make this a lawless nation, the phone number is 855-407-282. Let's begin in San Francisco on KSFO. Daniel, welcome to the Savage Nation. Go ahead, please.
Michael, I believe that Obama wants to be king of the world. I don't think he cares about anything. In the next 2 years, all he is going to do is tear up this nation as best he can, any way he can. And
all right, so he's going to start it by flooding America with non-citizens who will not learn the language, will not respect the flag, will not do anything that's really American other than suck us dry through the welfare system. And we'll be told every day that if we oppose them, we're racist, and they all come here to work, which you know is a lie on both fronts. But the fact of the matter is I just shown a solution to that, a pragmatic solution. The new Congress can veto him. They can override him, rather, with a new law that overrides him. So let's stick to the facts here. Instead of giving up and saying he's destructive, which we know he is, un-American, which you know he is, we can stop him. There's a new Congress in town.
Yeah, but you know what? Every time we try and stop him, he comes up with another scandal, another deal, another whatever.
Well, on this one, this is a big deal, though. The executive amnesty, this is a big deal. So I've given you a solution. I'm not into hand-wringing. If I were into hand-wringing, I would have given up a long time ago. When I see the story, you know, why did I start the show today with music by B.B. King? Let's play B.B. King so they know why I'm playing music. Hey, yeah, I like the music.